Yes, this is James Kilpatrick, your Spanish 102 teacher. This lesson today covers Friday, September 13th, as well as Friday, September 20th. On page 144 of your textbook, the book starts to talk about quantifiers. We use quantifiers, cuantificadores, to indicate the absence of something. When there's the absolute absence of something, then the sentence is negative. When the noun is something that cannot be counted because it is such a large quantity, we always use the singular form in Spanish. For example, no pongo pimienta en la comida. Or no pongo pimienta en mi comida. I don't put pepper in my food. We don't normally count the granules of salt in our pepper. Thus, we put pimienta in the singular form. We do not need el or la before pimienta. Another example. No hay sal en la sopa. There's no salt in the soup. Again, we don't really count salt, the granules of salt. Leave salt in the singular form, sal. Again, no need for el or la before salt. Also, we can emphasize the complete absence of something by adding the words nada de. Again, we still do not need el or la before the noun. For example, estoy muy enfermo y no hay nada de medicina en casa. In English, I'm sick and there isn't any medicine in the house. What's interesting is that in English, we use the word any to show that there's the existence of something. In English, we would say something like, is there any food in the house? In Spanish, there's no specific word that means any that's placed in the sentence. So, ¿hay comida en casa? Is there any food in the house? Spanish omits the word any. In Spanish, we have the word hay, and then we go straight to the noun. Comida. There is no use of the definite article, such as el or la. The negative of such a sentence would be no hay comida. The word no must be placed before the verb in Spanish. If a noun was mentioned previously, then Spanish just uses the word nada to refer to the absence of the noun. For example, ¿pones azúcar en tu café? Do you put sugar in your coffee? The answer could be no. No pongo nada. ¿Dónde está el aceite? Where's the cooking oil? No hay nada. So in those sentences, I did not repeat the word azúcar in the answer. Now that I repeat the word aceite, those are previously mentioned nouns, but when I reply, when I give an answer, I leave the noun out, and I can just use nada. Now, there are times when things can be counted. Notice the first example. No tengo ningún libro. Books, that's an object that we could count. I don't have any books. No tengo ningún libro. Notice the use of ningún. I don't have any chairs. No tengo ninguna silla en mi cocina. Again, those nouns were singular. Libro. Silla. If a noun has been mentioned previously in the conversation or in a text, then a person can use ninguno or ninguna. You do not have to repeat the noun. Example, ¿hay manzanas? Are there apples? No, no tengo ninguna. Ninguna needs to be feminine because referring to manzana. Or you could say, no, no hay ninguna. Again, I do not have to say the word manzana. It's obvious that we're talking about manzana. So I can just use ninguna. Another related example would be, again, with things that we can count. ¿Tienes muchos plátanos? Do you have a lot of bananas? No tengo. Or no tengo plátanos. Again, no use of el or la. Just straight to the noun. Speaking of things that can be counted, on page 145 of your textbook, it reminds us that at times we will be talking about items that really there's only one of them in the room, or one of them in a place, or a person only owns one of them. For example, most motels or even hotels have only one pool. So in Spanish we would say no hay piscina en el hotel. We would put pool, piscina, in the singular. There is no need for el or la. Another related example. Most rooms only have one telephone, one phone. So in Spanish we would say el cuarto tiene teléfono. The room has a phone. Notice, teléfono. It's in the singular and there's no el or la in front of it. So in sum, if something can be counted, but yet there is probably only one such item in a place or belonging to a person, maybe it's a facility like pool, maybe it's an appliance, a dishwasher, then in Spanish we're going to put that noun in the singular and there's no use of el or la before that noun. Okay, send me your notes and your answers to the following questions. Your notes will be based off of the whole lecture that you saw. Your answers will be related to today's lecture, but I need all of this before 11 p.m. on Friday, September 27th. On the homework, on the translations below, don't worry about using ninguno or ninguna at the end of your sentence. I don't want you to pretend like certain items were already mentioned in a previous conversation. Don't worry about that so much. Here's your homework. Items that a person cannot count. Translate these two sentences into Spanish. Number one, there is no salt in my soup. Put that into Spanish. Number two, there is no oil in the frying pan. The expression frying pan is in your vocab list. Page 144. Or 143. Items that you can count. Sentence number 3, please translate this. I do not have a girlfriend. And number 4, he has a boss. Again, I need the answers to these by email before 11 p.m. on Friday, September 27th, as well as your notes. Thank you.